And now, a poem by Hans Moleman. I think that I shall never see. My cataracts are blinding me.
Moleman, Hans Moleman, can't keep Hans Moleman down. Moleman, Hans Moleman, can't keep Hans Moleman down. Moleman, Hans Moleman, can't keep Hans Moleman down. Moleman, Hans Moleman, can't keep Hans Moleman down.
Hans Moleman is his name, aka Ralph Mellish. He's a stone cold player, arty as if was mad jealous. When he dated Summer first, plus he's only 31. Drinking ruined his life, it's such a sad story, son. Got a knife in his chain and a fire in his loins. The indie movie star who took a football to the groin. Burns thought he was a leprechaun, drilled him in the head. Slept with Lars Ulrich's grandmother, then chilled with her in bed. He's more metal than Metallica, though that's not so hard. Homer drove him off the cliff, so impatient in his car. He was hauling Poe's house, just another day for Hans. But he's back on his feet, cause he's the mother flipping man. You know there's no escape from the fortress of the moles. He's been burnt, run over, buried, but he's still on a roll. He's been radiated, detonated, heartbroken twice. The Lazarus of Springfield, always coming back to life. His name is Moleman, Hans Moleman. You can't keep Hans Moleman down. He's the bad luck Brian up on 20 Oak Grove. Hipster glasses so thick and brown. Moleman, Hans Moleman. You can't keep Hans Moleman down. Cause he's trying out for Poochie while he's waiting on his kidney. He's the talk of the whole darn town. Have you seen his green pants? Have you seen his new shirt? He wasn't yelling boo, he was yelling blue urns. Attacked by Roomba robots gone anthropomorphic. He's part Ruby the dog and part Kenny McCormick. He was riding on his Harley on the cover of his bio. Crashing the planet hype, yeah, he's been up there for a while. He was texting Homer, hit him, well surprised, he survived. He's twice as cool as Milhouse, though he can't really drive. In honor of Hans Moleman, today is Charity Shop Appreciation Day in Midsummer Norton. Let's go. We wanted to bring you some candies because you're working so hard. You're working so hard today. I wanted to share some candy.
Oh, bless you, darling. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your good work.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You guys are lovely. Bye. Nice to meet you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye, darling.
Have you ever felt crushed by the weight of the planet? If you have, let me tell you that Hans Moleman understands it. You've got to get up, you've got to put on your tie, lace up your orthopedic shoes and look up at the sky and say, hey, solar rays, today you won't burn me up. Keep that Moleman PMA, you can break out of that rut. Cause when you're stuck in the snow, when you're starting to turn purple, just remember Hans Moleman when the wolves start to circle. Moleman, Hans Moleman, you can't keep Hans Moleman down. Cause he's like cowabunga dudes with a skateboard in his hand. Hipster glasses so thick and round. Moleman, Hans Moleman, you can't keep Hans Moleman down. Even in his iron lung, well he's still dependable. He's the talk of the whole darn town. This player was the mayor over 30 years ago. Brought an anthem to the people, he told everyone he wrote. And one day it was discovered that the whole thing was a hoax. So they tied him to a horse out in the desert, let him go. This player was the mayor over 30 years ago. Brought an anthem to the people, he told everyone he wrote. And one day it was discovered that the whole thing was a hoax. So they tied him to a horse out in the desert, let him go.
Hans Moleman, can't keep Hans Moleman down.
Peace.